So, hi everybody, welcome to our play of Hyperspace D6. Hyperspace D6 is a hyper reduced and streamlined version of West End Games' old D6 Star Wars system. This is a game I have a lot of love for as a GM. I ran it for years and years and years, and it is still one of my favorite role-play systems. But this streamlined version is great. It takes in some more modern sensibilities for GMing. It really bumps up the idea of shared narrative, and it means as a GM I've got less dice to roll, which I have been spoilt for Power of the Apocalypse and get into this habit of not wanting to roll dice. So we are playing in an era which is during the Empire era. Specifically, this is set in the same sort of setting and framework as Solo, the awesome Star Wars movie. If you don't like Solo, you're watching the wrong live record here, right? Go watch a different actual play. But we're going to be playing in the underbelly with the Crimson Dawn, with the bounty hunters, Mandalorians, and scoundrels and smugglers on their merry way. Less about this time around rebellion. So we have three players with us, which I'll get introduced in a moment. We're playing on Gauntlet, and as we're playing on the Gauntlet, we are bound by the Gauntlet's inclusivity policy, which you can find at gauntlet-rpg.com. We have set up lines and veils, and we are using the Axe card as our primary safety and support tool. We have established that we are playing in a Star Wars universe, so that sets a lot of the themes and boundaries of the sandbox. But our characters have been built. I'm going to ask Terry to introduce himself first, because Terry was extremely excited and built Kat even before the session. So Terry, say hi. Can we get you to identify you and your character and tell us a little bit about them?
My name is Terry Batley. Genders are he, they, and I will be playing Kat Foy'loni, they, them. He's or they are sorry, a, and I'm not positive on the, so I do apologize if I butcher it, but Botan or Bothan.
Bothans, I think. Yeah, many
Bothan. Okay.
died to bring us this information. That's one more.
And they are playing a spy, so the kind of trying to take up the stealthy scout role in the group.
Cool.
So we'll see how that goes.
A nice little addition to this version of the game is you have like a burden and an edge. And so burden is something that is a narrative hook. It means that some things might be a problem for you, and the edge is something you're really good with. If anyone remembers old D6 Star Wars, like the smuggler would start, hey, you can get a ship, woohoo, but you owe Jabber a lot of money, and that would be the example of sort of burden. So why don't you tell us about Kat's burden to start with, Terry?
Kat burden is a code, so thinking along the lines of Mandalorian, Kat is a guild member. So doing jobs for the guild.
Member, is that like a bounty hunter guild member, or are we thinking like you're a scout guild, or what's your?
I'm thinking probably a more of a information type.
Cool.
Going in, trying to get information, that sort of thing. So sort of bounty hunter-ish.
But gathering secrets. So once you've been put on like a contract and you've accepted a deal, then you've got to do it until it's done.
Yep. Exactly. And then I've taken force sensitive for my edge.
Cool, because we are in the dark times, so there ain't many Jedis out there anymore. Yep. Awesome. So we'll do some more establishing questions as we sort of set up some bits from here. So, but let's move across to Sabine. Can you introduce us to Quake?
Yeah, hi, my name is Sabine. I use any pronouns, and I'm going to play Quake, or CG5613, who used to be a clone soldier until the end of the Clone Wars, and when he deserted because he didn't like the whole what Order 66 made him do, and he's been he's been mostly a mercenary for the last few years, and he's a mercenary. So he used to be a medic. He still retains some of that skill. So yeah.
Awesome. And you owe someone a debt.
Yeah, that was a job that went south, and they said, hey, look, you've got to pay us back for what we lost. And then they kept his armor and kind of a hold to guarantee that he will pay the debt. So he doesn't have his clone trooper phase 1 armor, which is an amazing armor, but he doesn't have it right now, and he's not too happy about the whole thing.
Okay.
But he got to pay them back, and then maybe he'll get his armor back.
That's lovely. We will establish who's got your debt pretty quickly. But you are, if you're Edge, you are trained.
Yeah, I'm a clone trooper. I am trained to run and then run some more, and then get hit and then run some more. I'm trained in stamina.
Excellent. Leandro, would you like to introduce us to Yuno?
Yeah, my name's Leandro. Use he him pronouns. I'm playing Yuno Sunfell. Uses share pronouns. She's a human scoundrel who is basically out and about in the various wretched heims of different levels of villainous scum in the galaxy to basically kind of, one, get away from family, and two, make a buck while doing it. She's good. She's really dexterous, apparently, and had a lot of money before she kind of fell out with her family. Because her starting edge is she started with a lot more money than everyone else. That's like that was kind of an inheritance from a late uncle. Like the Sunfellows are kind of like, they're driven to be ambitious. There's a lot of folks that are like, politicians or diplomats or business people. She has and so they're varying different reputations of cutthroat, basically. Is just kind of not interested in that and just wants to like go out and have fun with life, I guess. Go ahead.
The obligations of your family then, are they like a core world family, or are they just well connected within the rim and the sort of underworld?
The main thing with our family is like they're voluminous, partially because that means I can play as a member of them for every Star Wars Saturday game. And also like it feels like they kind of hedge their bets, and like so there's like a lot of Sunfell so that they can make it at any place. So there are some that try to be crime lords. There are some that are like up in with the Empire even. Yuno has a sister who's actually like in the academy training to be an Imperial officer and whatnot. Not a fan of that. And that's kind of part of the burden that she has, which is she's wanted by the authorities for a crime she committed, which in her case was kind of like it was okay. For one thing, she was just trying to get her sister to have a good time, but no, because she's a goody two shoes, decided to report that okay, so maybe I shouldn't have stolen that cruiser, that cruise ship, to try and get her to the graduation party she deserves. But she had other ideas. So what if that cruise ship was rendered inoperable? So what if it was owned by some Imperial senator who gives a I can't swear. This is a Star Wars game.
Death Herder, right?
Mm-hmm. So now I'm kind of wanted for that, and it's
Hey, so maybe I'll make a suggestion as well that if people take a look to the tab, you've got the stacked deck, which is a pretty space yacht, which has been because everyone needs a ship, right? So I'm thinking that if you're wanted for something, you've stolen this. Unfortunately, you've stolen it from an Imperial or a well-connected family. If you're okay with that, then
Yeah.
what you wanted is Grand Theft Auto.
Lovely.
Okay, excellent. So that sets up all our characters. Set up alliance of rails. Let's make a start. I've still got a big collection of old West End Games Star Wars books, and one of my favorite ones ever was Pratt's Starport Guide, and in there was Omze's Traveling Starport. So our opening shots as the credits will roll, we will see a planet, a blue planet, and this large bulk transport flying across it. Omze Starport is a place of scoundrels, villains, ne'er-do-wells, and a place where anyone can go for safe refuge, no questions asked. You've got the credits to pay, you can stay. But Omze is, as I say, a rather no questions asked, but no foolishness expected on board the station, and he and his Rhodian security force will tend to keep the ship and all of its traveling companions quite safe. It jumps from place to place, so it's a great way to do black market operations, to smuggle things, to disappear, because it's never in the same place for long enough to get its coordinates, and find it means that you're probably reasonably well connected, or you owe someone a favor. And if we were gonna, let's see our characters for the first time and see what trouble they've got into on the ship. So introduce us to Yuno, Andrew. Where is she, and what are they doing?
I think they are. I think they are playing a game. Because boy, let's go with that. They're playing a game of what's called Pazak, which is, I think I got that from Knights of the Old Republic. But yeah, but the game is not important. What's important is that is absolutely not blending in by being incredibly kind of like loud and talkative to their opponent, partially to cover up the fact that they're probably going to lose. In she can see how she can lose in like 2 or 3 rounds, so she's just kind of like loudly speaking over the playing of the game, kind of just like extend it. But you can tell that like in just like a few, like she has no hope of winning.
So you're already out of your depth in depth rather than into debt in terms of the game that you're playing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And what would Quake be doing when we first see them, Sabine?
I think let's stay in the same place. That's the casino.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just standing there like he's guarding something because he can't let go of that military discipline. And people walk around him like, what? They don't know what he's doing here. I'm not sure he knows what he's doing here, but he's watching the scenery. He's looking for a job, but he has limited skills in social interactions, I think. So he's just looking to pick up something that maybe might make him some money. But it's not that visible because it's just standing there like he's guarding, or maybe do we know each other, you know?
I'll let you establish that, whether you've worked together before or you've not come across each other and are going to get established as a crew. What would people like?
I'm down for anything. I think we've got room to say like maybe we've not known each other, as in like as I say room as in like we've got enough sessions to bring us all together.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we don't know each other just yet. But I'm down for
Okay.
the opposite, for the reverse.
Any preference from you, Terry?
Well, my thought was I was planning on hiring the yacht for passage.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of why we've chosen to meet up here.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
So maybe you've hired me as a guard or something?
Yeah, we're not shipping off just yet, hence why I'm here at the casino. So
Yeah.
like I know all of the we probably know of each other, but no, we're not friends just yet.
We know that we're going to drive away on your ship at one point, and that's why I'm looking out for. I'm looking out for trouble, because that seems like a thing you should look out for.
Seems legit. Okay, so so you have a job then, potentially. So, Kat, I'm gonna drop a little bit of exposition onto you, which is you have successfully managed to steal an encrypted data crystal, and it is for schematics of a rather large Imperial resupply ship called the Blue Star. It is about 5 times the size of a Star Destroyer, and it is used to ship and move around all sorts of artifacts, resupplies, equipment for the Empire. You're here to meet your contact for further information and potentially a second job. Have you taken any precautions?
I've probably boarded under a fake name, false credentials, of course.
Cool. No problem.
Best too, anyway. And one of my few developed guild IDs, just so that there isn't any issues around getting payment and stuff like that.
Awesome. So the bar on Omze's incredible traveling spaceport or starport is called Broadsides. It is run by a rotund Wookiee who keeps a tight ship, so to speak. Anyone is welcome here. Any deals can go along as long as you don't cause trouble. This ship is full of shady characters. If we were to scan across the room, we'd be spotting all sorts of familiar faces who would be known as troublemakers, bounty hunters, rebel spies, Imperial agents. That once you're here, it's safe. But your game isn't going well. Let's see how your game is going, actually, shall we? You know, so
Yeah.
I think we should get our first dice roll done, and we'll be rolling with your. There is a gambling skill, isn't there? In a sense, like Yeah, I think you're going to be looking here to try and this is a game of skill. Let's put this under perception and deceive
Ooh,
to see if you're
okay.
in a position where you can. So remember,
Okay.
when you're rolling here, you need to take one dice that is a different dice.
Mm-hmm. So I'll just roll 4. See, I got a
That's you're rolling
perception of 3.
46. Yeah,
Mhm.
in total, take one dice that's a different number.
Oh, so one of the 4 dice is going to be a different
color.
color.
Yeah.
Okay.
You roll
Okay.
a 6 or a 1 on that. You need to let me know.
Okay. And I add them up, and I add up the total.
Out of the total, yeah.
Yay. That's not great. That's an 11.
So 11. Hold on a second. I'm just finding the. Okay, so there's basically when you're making a target number here, right? There's a target number that goes 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 effectively. What we'd have been looking at there, because this is you're playing against someone who's a reasonable gambler, is probably looking for moderate success at about to beat 15. So I think it is going badly, and you're likely to lose the game. In fact, you're in for more than you can pay.
Of course I am. It's fine. It's fine. I'm thinking I'm thinking it's not fine, but I think I will just kind of like smile, just put down my next card, and just say like, "Wow, I don't know about you, but you seem to be in an incredibly, you seem to be looking at a rather lucky night for you, sir. Judging by these numbers."
Yeah, you're sitting, I think, across from a. You're sitting across from an Ugnaught who has little chips in his hand, sort of, and it seems quite convinced that they're going to win. Going, you better have the credits to pay for this, Sunfell. Your name ain't going to keep you going out here.
No, only a coward would rely on their name. What's their name? I can't just call them Ugnoth.
Let's go for. I'm gonna have a look at the Ugnaught name generator. His name is Dagrim.
Only cowards hide behind their names, Dagrin. Oh, once you're here at the table, all you've got is your cards, your luck, and your skill. And even then, only luck can only take you so far. I'm saying, trying not to sweat.
Says a good roll of credit is also useful. Said he puts down and sort of says, "Let's go for double or nothing."
Well, since you're making a proposal, why don't you bid first? Double or nothing, sure, I'd be down for it, but I gotta be getting something good out of this.
Says, "Okay." He sort of pops down a credit chip, which is it says it's a rare looking black diamond. He puts it down. He says worth 3,000 credits, easy.
I don't have anything like that. Besides the ship, and I don't want to lose that in the first go. Well, let's just say, who's to say I have to give it to him if this goes bad? I think like I give look. It's like, wow, you must really like me, Dagger, and if you're gonna put that up on the table.
He sort of looks at the diamond. He said, "Oh, I've got protocol droid. You could take that."
Oh, that's also not too bad actually. Could use the company. On my ship. Yeah, I'm trying to wonder, like, what do I have? I don't have anything that is good without the ship. But I might. This is happening. It's 2:00 in the morning for.
You could walk away. You can fold. You can lose the credits you've put on the table.
No, that seems cowardly. I'm so.
Double on that early, right? So
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I think I will go in, and I think I think like I think I'll say like, all right, Dagrin, I'm in. I'll stake not just, I suppose, my rather lovely yacht there, but also my good name. And you know, as much as I just said that cowards don't hide behind their names, that name still gets you places. Specifically, see, I'm trying to remember what her sister is doing right now. I think she's staffed at a Star Destroyer at this point in time. Specifically, access to certain places that have kind of been walled off thanks to our lovely friends of the Galactic Empire.
yes, I'm not looking for your life story. I'm looking for your credits. What are you putting down?
All right, everything to my name, including, like I said, this yacht. I think like I kind of like I'm leaning forward, like trying to look like I bet this is fine. I bet my yacht every at every table I go to.
Yes. Says, always wanted a fancy ship. Deal. So you're trying to build a 15 to win this hand. So you can roll, but reminding yourself you can spend character points to add to your total. You can use your force point to double your dice, or you can just roll flat and then see if you get into trouble.
So can I spend those points after I roll, or do I have to do it before I roll?
I can't remember. I'm going to say you can spend them afterwards. I can't believe. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So I'll keep that in mind. Same roll, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now I can at least double it. I'm feeling fine. Okay, I don't need to double it. It's 17.
You drop the dice. Oh, sorry. You drop the cards down, and it's you have won the hand. He goes, no. How? He says, you cheated.
Dagger, that's really no. Cheating is such a harsh word, but I'll be truthful. You don't need, like I said, you don't. All you need is luck and skill to carry forward. And frankly, there's no need for cheating. And I think I just say that as I'm kind of like scooping, at least I'm taking what he's offered me.
You want to take the diamond or the protocol droid?
Oh, I mean, credits is nice because there's some expensive shit there. And NPC would also be nice. You know what? I'll take the NPC. We'll get more credits later.
Okay, so we'll come back to the resolution of that in a moment. Kat, are you making your way? Are you hiding yourself somewhere in this bar? Are you sitting out?
Yeah, I'm probably sitting back, watching a couple of sabac tables, counting the cards. And eventually I'll probably sit down at one, try my luck.
Cool. I think as you sort of you've played a hand or two, you've been waiting there for a moment, and you see a figure come into the bar. They're wearing a white fur trimmed coat with a hood up. They are matched on each side by a wee Quay, both packing heat and wearing chest plate armor. She looks back and forth. Her eyes sort of make slight contact with yours, but she then makes her way over to one of the back booths and takes a seat. You're pretty sure that this is your contact.
Okay.
Well,
I'll finish.
no,
Go ahead.
yeah, go for it, Ken.
I was just going to finish up this hand then, and then I'll stealthily make my way over.
You sort of cross the room towards a Quake. You're pretty sure that Ugnaught and human are going to get into some sort of disagreement pretty fast, but you do know that is one of the ships for hire on the station, and it was one of the ones that Kat had their eye on. But are you following Kat over towards the figure in the booth, or are you keeping your eye close onto the human and the trouble that's starting to unfold in front of them?
I think I'm making my way over to the human and the Agnaut because we need the human. We don't need the Agnaut. And I think that Kat is capable of doing her own spy stuff. I will just get in the way. I'm not a subtle guy. So no, if I loom over there, that's going to attract more attention than it's worth. And we need the ship, right? So yeah, I'm just going over there and looking to step in if needed.
Okay. The yeah, you sort of step towards him. The Agnaut is sort of going, no, you can't take TC. TC is my friend.
Well, what kind of friend would place their friend on the betting pool? Maybe I should tell that to my new friend TC. I'm sure they wouldn't like that. Like, you can search me all you want, Dagrin, and you can look at the cards, you can look at the software, you can even look at my socks for all I care. But you'll find that, well, one, I didn't need to cheat because I knew I was going to win. Because two, I'm rather good at this game, and three, you should have known that from the start. So, this friend of yours, how are they doing?
Sorry, which friend are you talking about there? The Android? I've lost you.
Sorry, I wrote down for Yuno's personality looks and speaks like a jackass. So
Oh,
so she's just talking nonsense.
Okay, that's fine. Did I say something I've forgotten about crossability? But yeah, you can see this rather rugged-looking figure stand up and sort of stands between. Do you want to describe how you enter the scene, Sabine, with Quake?
Yeah, I'm just stepping behind the Agnaut. Maybe he's too excited to notice that. But it's like I'm as I said, I'm not subtle. I'm saying, any trouble here, Captain Sunfell?
I don't know. We're just having a disagreement,
Oh.
mild or otherwise, about divvying up the disagreement over this game, which for anyone who's paying attention, I want fair and square.
Looked like it to me. Sure. Any trouble here, sir? And I look at the Agnaut.
Ugnaught is deciding whether or not to if there is any trouble here. Why don't you try to intimidate them?
Okay. I can try that.
It's two of you. It's you're big, standing in front of them, so you need a 10 or above. So intimidate within your strength, which should be 4 dice.
Okay,
Or 1 dice, which is
okay, I use the dice roller
yeah.
because I don't have my dice handy. And I'll need one with another color, which I'll do in a second. Okay, I've got an 8 for now, but I've still got one more. So, and I'm taking that one. See how that goes. Oh wow, it's a 1. So I'm at a 9 with 4 dice. I could use a character point here, right? I will.
You could.
Oh, and it's a 1 on a destiny die, by the way.
Yeah, that's something bad.
Yeah, but I'm rolling another character point die because why not? And yeah, that's a 6 now. Thank you. Okay, so I make the roll.
Okay, so we'll come back to deal with that 1 in a moment. Well, Kat, you sort of sit down, and the woman pulls back her hood on the table as a glass of something green and fizzing is put down in front of her. She's in the NPC sheet. Her name is Qi'ra, and she is who you are expecting. So she looks up at you and says, "Did the operation go well? Have you managed to extract the information that my employer required?"
Have I ever failed you?
I said, "No, but there's always a first time, and it's always best to establish the conversation before we proceed."
Well, I have managed to get the information that you're looking for.
She takes out a little portable data chip reader and puts out her hand to you to take the chip from you under the table, and pushes forward a credit chip, which has a value of 300 credits on it for your work that you have done here.
Okay.
Says, "This is why I like working with Bothans. They're always so effective in what they do." She pops it in, and this ship that comes up on the schematics is huge. As I say, it's about 5 times the size of a Star Destroyer. And she says, "There's enough, as I said, enough contraband equipment and machinery on here to win a war. But we're not with the rebellion." He said, "However, we will sell to them." She looks through the documents and says, "This is the Blue Star. It is a Imperial resupply vessel. It's also carrying a number of specific packages that one of my sponsors would like recovered. So if you want a follow-up job, I want someone to get on board that ship. I want to steal," and she points to a storage chamber on the ship. So "I want you to steal the information on this particular supply crate. I want you to bring that crate back to me, unopened, no questions asked." You managed to do that, and there is a payment of 2,000 credits on the table.
A Imperial supply vessel. I'm not sure exactly what the value of the contents are to your client exactly, but that kind of heat, I think, might require a little more than 2,000 credits.
Sounds to me like you're bargaining against a difficulty of 15. But
Yep.
your perception.
Yep. Just 5 dice. That is 12, 15, 16, 19, and it's a 3 on the destiny deck.
So not a problem then, right? So she
No.
smiles and says, goes back and forward, and she comes to an agreement of 3,500 credits, but you pay your crew out of that. That should take you with a nice little.
All right. I can agree to that. And now I will buy you a drink in agreement.
She smiles and says, "Of course," and says, "Don't worry, I'll pay for the drinks. My tastes are expensive." So it's about
I appreciate that.
a bottle of the Star Wars equivalent of champagne arrives, and she pours a glass for you and for her, and says, "The Crimson Sun always is thankful of those who support it, and your reputation is starting to grow, Kat Foy'loni. I think we're in a position where we might be able to give you some more interesting operations after this."
That would be pleasant.
So, Quake, let's come back to you because you passed your roll to intimidate the Ugnaught, but rolled 1. So, how does you think you've probably overreacted a little too much? How do you escalate the situation that this poor Ugnaught has know that they're in trouble?
Well, I mean, he probably thinks that we're might be, I don't know, maybe might be more connected, or he might be more trouble than he thought he was when getting in with the Sunfell, and that he maybe now pissed off somebody really important, and he will make that known to, well, a lot of people after we leave. Like, these guys are working for the Sunfells. Oh my gosh, this must be really important. Watch whatever they are doing. Something like that. Is that okay?
That's absolutely fine. So I think you do that. It causes a I think it causes a little bit of a disturbance in the in the bar. You hear the squeak from the Ugnaught as it says, take the droid. So it's all okay, no problem.
That's what I thought.
Whilst as you're doing this, it didn't go unseen, and we can see someone catches not your eye, but someone spots this. There is a Gand in the bar who spots and looks at you, making eye contact with you, and then eye contact with Yuno before going back to their drink.
Well, he's got enough eyes for that.
It's true. Qi'ra makes her way out of the bar after that. She says that when you have found your package, so the credits will be available to you. Just come back, and we will meet back here. I want this done within 5 cycles.
Okay. See you in 5 cycles or sooner.
Okay, so would you also like to note down then, that you are now the proud owner of TC-15, a CC protocol droid.
Okay, where feels weird to just note that down under equipment. So I'll just note it in the background notes.
Yeah. Droids are equipment. Yeah, it's So, but Kat, and for going straight in and trying to renegotiate, I'm going to give you a character point for that interaction as well. So add 1 character point at this point. The bar sort of returns back to what counts for normal. It's raucous, noisy. There are all sorts of dodgy deals being done here, and no one paying any more attention to the 3 of you.
I think I'll just say to the Quake, since I probably that dagger and I've got the droid now, who or maybe not with me, but they'll show up in the ship. It's like, do you want a drink, big guy?
Don't mind if I do. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, it's the least I can do. What do you like?
Simple stuff. Like what is the beer equivalent in stuff? Star Wars.
Star beer. I don't know.
Star beer. Oh, yeah. Right.
Right. Yeah, I think. I mean, it's not gonna say no to buying cheap.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't think he'll drink hard liquor because that goes way down.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just typing something up there. I think there's like a pause where I think she's like waiting for you to start talking because we're in a bar.
Oh, yeah.
That's not gonna happen. Doesn't
No.
sound like it.
No, not really.
Well, I think she's trying to think of an icebreaker. It's like, so been working hard.
Yeah, I guess I'm trying to.
It's good. People like hard workers. Another awkward pause.
Oh, well, not a small talker, this guy.
No.
But you got the ship, right? I mean,
yeah, of course. I've got the ship. You've never heard? Well, I thought you'd heard of the stacked deck. It's a somewhat recent acquisition. Well, you might have seen it on the Hollow Net every now and then under a different owner, but it's legit. Don't worry about it. I'm credentialed from here to Coruscant, so it'll do as advertised.
good. I don't watch much of the HoloNet.
I see. Another awkward pause.
Oh,
Do you see much trouble?
yeah. I mean, generally or recently? So I guess it's
Generally.
both, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Another awkward silence.
I mean, I'm a soldier, right? So you see much trouble. It's pretty much a given. You?
Yeah. I've seen a fair share of trouble. Trouble, capital T kind of trouble. I was once chased down by no less than 5 Star Destroyers, and this only happened. And I do have, and I think she's like ordering something slightly stronger than Star beer, but she's about to launch into a kind of obviously not correct kind of tale. Like for one thing, the Star Destroyer thing happened sequentially, so it wasn't 5 at once.
Fair enough. Star Destroyer is pretty big.
Yeah, have you seen them? They're huge.
Uh-huh. Oh yeah, before they were Empire, I would travel on one of them, or several actually.
I think like she'll just say wow and then keep going with her story.
Yeah. He's just listening and occasionally looking a bit skeptical, but he's not calling you on anything.
TC15 asks, would you like them to activate small talk protocols?
I think this happens like, wait, you have one, you have that, and 2, yes, please.
In my experience, pilots and ship owners like to talk about themselves a lot. I'm programmed to accommodate your observations, yarns, and stories for up to 4 hours at a single time.
That's amazing here. I think resist the urge to hug the droid, and says, "That's amazing." But does that mean you can just do that on command? Would not depend on the yarn or the story being told or the ship owner?
Well, none of the stories I've ever heard are as good as yours, Mistress Sunfell.
The guy, beams at that. It's like, hell yeah.
At about that point, I'll approach
Sure.
and I'll say, "So, droid, well, given that means you might have some information about some other stories. What other stories might have you heard?"
Oh, Ted, I've traveled with numerous smugglers and heroes in my time. I'm fluent in 2 million languages. Said my favorite was with a roguish star captain called Calrissian, and it goes on for a little while. Said unfortunately, I was lost in a card game I was lost in a card game from Master Calrissian to Mr. Dagrin. Mr. Dagrin does not have any good stories. I'm hoping to have new stories for my retinue, repartee.
It's amazing that someone of that stature would actually have not wiped your mind before giving him to.
Bets made at on gambling tables tend to come with a quick change of ownership. I'm hoping
Yes,
that
true.
I am hoping very much that Mistress Sunfell does not bet or gamble me away for some time.
Well, one thing you should learn about me, TC, is that I don't gamble frivolously. She says very seriously. I wouldn't bet my best possessions on any game, and that includes my ship, the clothes on my back, and now that includes you. I had a feeling that we'll be telling stories together for quite some time.
Ted, you're so kind, sir. Oh, madam. Ted, I will now activate suspicious gazing mode to ensure that no one is listening in on your conversations.
Thank you. That would be extremely helpful.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think like swivel her attention to Kat, and it's like, now, do you care for a drink?
Yeah, I've walked over with my drink from the other table.
Oh, the incredibly expensive Star Wars champagne. Okay, looks at that. It's like, oh, I see you. Yeah, you're well provisioned. You're good then.
And I've heard that you have a ship you might let me hire passage on.
Damn fine one. I'll take you anywhere so long as the money's good for it. You look like someone who's good for wherever you need to go.
I can assure you the money's good. That may require some of your other skills as well.
Like I said, the ship can take you anywhere you need to go so long as the money's good. And I do mean anywhere.
All right. If you can direct me to codes to enter and my room, I'd like to retire for the night.
I think like it's like thinking like, wow, easy transaction for once. But I think she'll say like, well, show me that you're good for it first. Yeah, I guess just asking for the credit rating.
This is not something that I can discuss here. Once we're back on the ship, I can discuss it.
I think she looks at Quake, who's probably looking all intimidating. And
he's just nursing his star beer and looking around, just like the droid does, suspicious gazing. Seems like in order. I mean, he knows Kat, right? He's been hired by her, so them. Sorry.
Yeah. So I think like like shrugs and will like give you like the coordinates to where the stack deck is like stashed or docked, and just say like, I've got some few matters left to wrap up, but I'll be joining you soon. Although, if you need a quick getaway right now, you can just tell me and we can go. Are you in a hurry?
We do need to be back here in 5 cycles.
I think like the nods, and we'll just then give you a few moments to wrap up all need, and then we'll soon be off.
Don't get into any trouble that will cause us trouble when we come back.
Maybe I'll stick around with Captain Sunfell just to make sure.
Love the vote of confidence.
Yeah, well, I mean, I know you've got this amazing protocol droid, but better safe than sorry, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, as amazing as a TC is here, I doubt they can handle people the way you can.
Probably not.
I would say like when that Gand was like was looking at suspiciously. I don't think Yuno noticed because she was too busy gloating over Dagrin. Okay. And also her few matters is just finishing her drink.
I have to finish my star beer as well, so.
No problem. So, shall we take, as we everyone's heading back to the quarters, shall we take 10 minutes break there and then come back and then we can see what the team are planning to do in preparation for getting onto the Blue Star. Right, I'll see you back.
Good. Okay.
Cool. So on the way back to the stack deck, Quake, you sort of hear from the shadows of one of the corridors.
What do I see in the shadow of one of the corridors? Sorry.
You hear someone make a coughing noise to try and get your attention. So
okay. I'm turning over.
And figure looks out at you and says, "You don't see too many of your kind not in Imperial service, and you see even few of us, few of them without your armor."
Yeah, that's true, I guess.
Figure sort of looks at you and says, "And how did Quake leave the service of the Empire then, Sabine? How did Quake?
Oh, he was never in the service of the Empire. He executed Order 66 and then something broke and he ran away because he didn't like that. And I think technically it was still the Republic when he deserted.
Cool. So you've been on the run on the. And has Quake had any dealings with the rebellion?
Yeah, probably. I mean, he's a mercenary. He gets and he doesn't get hired. He doesn't let himself get hired by the Empire. That's the one thing he doesn't do. So that's probably natural that he gravitated towards rebellion.
So the figure in the shadow sort of steps out and says, "You've been you're going to be recruited to make a drop off on a very specific Imperial vessel. I and my friends would like to make sure we know where that ship is. As a resupply depot, it could make a big difference to the rebellion."
Well, as soon as we're done, I'm sure I'll let you know, I guess.
But he sort of he says, "My name's Andor, and I'm willing to make you an offer just to place a small tracking device on that vessel when you're on board. It's all they're asking. The rebellion will take care of the rest of it."
You know, I've been hired with this crew to go with them and do a thing. I don't like selling out the people I'm with. Can you give me some assurance that they'll make it out okay?
Said, "We're not looking. You take whatever you want. You keep your backs covered, and if this works out, again, said, this is just a strike at the Empire. Whatever's on board that vessel," they said, "there's enough blasters, there's enough ship parts that it could make a substantial difference against the Imperial forces in this sector." I said, "We need your help, Quake."
You leave the stack deck alone and the crew? And
yeah,
sure, give me the thing. Any payment for this? And he's really hesitant about that.
says, "You put it in place, and I'll tell you who's got your armor."
I know who's got my armor. He wants money for it.
I'll tell you how to get back your armor without paying you money for it.
Okay, you know what? I guess for the rebellion. And if you can give me some hints how to get my armor out of Hondo Naka's palace, yeah, sure. I'll do that.
Make it back, and I'll tell you where it is. It says all you need to do is splice this into one of the main consoles on board, made sort of computer consoles on the ship. It'll do the rest for you.
Okay.
Replicate through the systems, and we'll be able to make our own moves against it.
You know, I try, but priority is the Stack Dex mission. I'll do what I can, but might not come that I'm close to any of those consoles.
And don't tell Yuno that we've met me and her go way back.
Oh, well. Okay. I guess.
He salutes and sort of pops up his hood and is again lost into the gunnels of the ship.
Yeah, intrigue. That's what I really love about this whole mess. Didn't have that in the army, I think. Or maybe we, oh, wait, we did. I just didn't see it. I'm taking the whatever data shunt or whatever it is. And I mean, I'll look it over to see that it is what he said it is. No, diplomat.
So, why don't you make a computer's roll against, again, a difficulty of 10, just to make sure that it's as you expect it to be.
Okay, well, I will try. Let's see. That's 5. Yeah, I'm not rolling well. No, I have no idea. It's a 7.
It looks perfectly legitimate to you, and there's no
Okay.
reason why a shadowy special rebellion officer would give you anything that could put you in trouble.
You know what? I'll use another character point. I really don't think I'm that trusting. Yeah, and then it's 11. I'm looking it over again because no, that guy was very shady.
Cool. Okay. So aboard the stack deck, you have the.
Do I find anything
Yeah.
else if
Right.
I
It is, sorry, on a pass then, it is as expected. It is
Okay.
It's carrying a virus, it's carrying a tracker program, which when it goes into the computer systems will give away
Okay.
the jump, also the current location of the blue star.
Okay. Nice. Good to know.
But on board the stack deck, the blue star schematics, I suppose, are up as you're looking at this, Kat. It's a pretty simple operation, right? There's random jump patterns, but you've got when they're the next jump coordinates where they'll be going in for water replenishment. The ship is made up of a series of individual cargo pods. You've emphasized the one you need to. It's close into the sort of superstructure of the hull. You just got to get in there, not be seen, steal this package, and get off undetected. What could possibly go wrong?
Well,
A few ideas.
so there's an access port fairly close to where we need to go as well then, or
Yeah, if you think you have two potential opportunities. You could get yourself into one of the main landing pods and traverse through on the lift, or you could try some really fancy flying to fly through these different pods, dock onto the one you need to, cut in, steal what you need, get out. There's a couple of different options for you.
I've got confidence in my pilot.
You know, when you note that the clearance between the edge of your ship and the gap in the pods is less than about 3 meters, how confident are you feeling?
I believe in the confidence that's being placed on me.
I've seen people make that kind of things, make that kind of thing. So if she says she can do it, I guess it's fine.
Yeah, you don't get anywhere by being afraid to take that step forward. As far as Yuno is concerned, yeah, there's a margin of error, but margins are like that those are numbers. They can be conjured up in the air and be fine. It's about the difference between that and being out there and having to make that.
Do you have environmental suits on your ship, so we can go outside and maybe do some stuff?
Looking at the stack deck, no. There is a stealth field generator, which was, probably has the story of getting it, but the reality is like she was surprised that it came with it. That this Imperial Senator's yacht had a stealth field generator. She's like, okay, cool. So I think the way she'll pitch is that, like, you know, we'll be they won't even see us. We just need to make that, you know, just to make that gap. So we won't even need environmental suits. We'll be close enough and they won't even notice.
Well, since we don't have them, that's fine. But the ship has got guns, right? Just in case something goes sideways.
Oh yeah. I mean, this ship, when I acquired it, didn't have guns, but you kind of need that to get anywhere in the outer rim. That's another lie. This yacht came equipped with guns. Again, she was very surprised to find them.
I think Quake mostly believes what you tell him, because why not? And he gives you a very approving nod when you say a ship has to have guns. It's like, yeah, you're right there.
Is there any other planning, checking through work that you want to do as characters before you try to make a move on the blue star and steal what you get?
What kind of armor are we looking at that we're trying to cut through here? Does it give any idea how thick it is expected to be?
Oh, it's pretty thick. You think your best chance is to get to one of the docking vents and put an umbilical across, right? That's your best bet to do this. But when your umbilical's there, that ship is going to be locked in, and you're not going to be able to get it out easy.
Okay.
Cut through, you're going to need some heavy cutting equipment capable of cutting through capital ship hulls.
I guess schematics wouldn't say what kind of opposition would be there beyond, you know, the usual.
Probably just gives general crew capacity, I'm assuming.
Yeah, if people are, so you can make a search roll if you want to get more information. The higher you roll, a 10 will start giving you some information, but the higher you roll, the more I will give you for your.
Yeah. So would this be an assisted roll then?
Yeah, you can summon
In
for
this
the
case?
So you roll a dice, I think, when you assist.
Yeah.
And what role would that be? What
Or
would
be any
be
search.
Yeah.
search? Okay.
I'll do the search.
I'll loan you a die. I mean, military strategy is something I know, at least.
Yeah. Search. So it's 5 die. Plus yours is 6. Okay, so that's a 1 on the force die. And I got 10.
And what was the total?
20.
20.
21 including the force die.
What you spot that is strange, I suppose, is that this particular pod seems to be more heavily armored than a number of the others. It is embedded deep into the hull, not towards the end. You think that whatever is here looks to be sealed. That means whatever's inside there is likely to be self-contained. So if there are defensive forces in there, they're going to be put inside there. And yeah, what you get as you touch the and sort of zoom around with that hollow representation of the deck plan, though, Kat, is you get a strange prickly feeling at the back of your neck. If you'd had any training, you would note it to be a disturbance in the force. You probably just call it a bad feeling, right?
Yeah. All right.
I think we might need a distraction.
Well, I'm thinking maybe we just try and get it away and then deal with it after.
Hmm.
In my experience with jobs like this, the best thing to do is get it done as quickly as possible. Get in, get the thing, get out. Minimum of fuss. That means minimum of fireworks.
Yeah. Yeah.
My experience with that sort of thing means that it never goes as easy as that.
Definitely have a bad feeling about this.
Oh well.
Speaking of which, Captain.
Yeah, on the back of your 20, if you wanted to cause a distraction, what you could do is you think that if you were to someone or some way you were to set off an explosion or a distraction further down the big superstructure of the hull, it's likely to distract their onboard sensors to give you a bit more of a way in. All you need to do is send someone in, blow something up, the usual, right?
Yeah, that would be my suggestion. Send someone in, cause a bit of distraction with a bit of fireworks somewhere nowhere near the pod, and I can do that.
Well, it sounds like your expertise.
Fireworks is my thing.
I don't have a problem with that.
Cool.
And you're the one volunteering this.
Just
Now,
don't forget to pick me up again.
That way we wouldn't do that.
I'm hoping you wouldn't.
what is this going to cost me, Captain?
Now, out of character, I'm bad at haggling. But I'm just gonna say in character, Yuno's good at haggling. So she'll extract a reasonable sum. But this is a lot because this is like, yeah, this is a ship, you say 5 times the size of a Star Destroyer.
Yeah.
So I think this is going to, I don't know how much credits are in the Star Wars universe. Let's just say like she'll charge quite a bit, and explain that it's it, with the cost with the risks and the costs of being there. I don't know what the exact figure is, but it's going to be a lot. Is that okay? Because I don't know.
If this is a contested role for you haggling and haggling back, then that would be a joint. It will be an opposed bargain role in this scenario.
Well, how's this? I'll offer you 1,000 credits. Right. It's up to you whether you want to contest it from there.
50.
I do need to pay Quake as well.
It's true. All right. Let's say 12 then. 1,200.
I can give you both 1,100.
I think like it gives Quake a look. I should say like, you've got a say in this.
I mean, I guess my work is not worth as much as a ship that flies us there, but I mean, I'd prefer it if we kept this separate. You trade with her, and then you trade with me, and not. I don't want to haggle with her. She's good at this.
I think like is like, so far this is to her this is like an semi-ordinary. This is kind of like the stuff she does. 1,100 would be. I think she'll accept it, but she'll like just string it out a bit. So there's probably like couple more minutes of pointless haggling, but she'll accept 1100.
As you start doing that, I just start taking away from Quakes and giving it to you.
We had a deal, Kat, we had a deal before I agreed to come on this mission with you, and I'd like for you to keep that deal, right? I mean, I'm not a haggler or anything, but we may, you said you'd pay me, and you pay me what you promised, and then you go deal with Captain Sunfell here, but I'm not taking less than what we agreed on.
Yes, that's what we're agreeing on right now, though.
Yeah, but that's not what I'm agreeing to.
Okay, what would you like?
Oh, the original deal, that was fine.
All right, we can do that.
Cool. Whatever that was, probably underpaid me anyway. I see your bargain skills, so yeah. It's more than a bit of star beer, but it's not a lot.
Well, that is a lot of that's a big bargain skill.
Yeah, but no, that's why I'm trying to be fair about it, because I'm expecting us have some unexpected costs that I will cover later.
Okay, I think at which point the doors to the hangar bay opened, and we see standing there Dagrin, and he's got a number of Rhodians with him. He goes, "They're the ones who stole my droid. Get them!"
I think that's our cue to leave. TC, why don't you just sit, TC, get on the tannoy, and can you explain very nicely to your to Dagrin and his buddies there that I won fair and square while I gunned the engines.
And I'll man the guns. Just in case,
Mm-hmm.
I'll hop on sensors just in case we need to detect anything coming after us.
TC hits the comms button and gives a message and goes, "I don't belong to you anymore. I belong to Captain Sunfell. They are a far superior captain, and I would certainly rather travel with them than with you. Rot in hell."
Can't believe Star Wars has a concept of hell.
The blasters start firing at the ship as you are able to make your way out and jump into hyperspace.
I'll give a complimentary shot of our laser cannons, just, for giggles.
Okay, so you just need to plan in those hyperspace jumps. Have you got enough time, I think? So as long as you roll above 10 on your astrogation, you're going to be fine,
Yeah, okay. That shouldn't be too hard. I say. Wow, I can't believe that was a 9, so I'm going to spend a character point to roll another die. Come on! Roll the 3 that force and the destiny die, so it's all good. But spend a character point. There we go. That makes it a 14.
You pump in the coordinates, and the lights, or sort of the stars extend into light, and then you see the swirling blue of hyperspace, giving you some time in travel. Is anyone doing anything whilst they are traveling? Any further actions, or should we jump out of hyperspace to the location?
I might decorate whatever quarters you give me a little. Just, you know.
I'll ask Uno if they have mind if I try and figure out what information is that TC has during our travels.
Yeah, I think like was about to like also spend time with TC to like start telling them her stories, but since you're only gonna be here, thinks you're only gonna be here for a bit. Yeah, she'll let you like talk to TC. I think she just says like be sure to be sure to leave him as we found him, as you found him.
Yes, I'm sure you'll want to hear those stories too.
Yeah, but I think will like retire to captain's cabin, which is very nice on the ship.
Does TC-15 need a new paint job?
It needs a good oil bath. New paint job is also doable. Yeah.
Okay, then I will give it. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of droids, but painting. I like painting things, so I'll give it a fancy paint job that makes it look far more terrifying than it should for a protocol droid, because it's always fun to have terrifying protocol droids. And I feel the Sunfell family might start a tradition here.
That sounds like a good distraction for me trying to get the information out today.
Okay. No problem. So the droid, is it being painted? What are you looking for from TC? Anything particular?
I think Lando probably has enough of a name that I wouldn't recognize that. So I'm gonna see if I can find anything out about Lando that might be useful.
So I think you need to do a droid's roll with your technical to achieve that.
Okay.
You're looking for a 10 or above. Nothing's particularly well concealed here.
I'll spend a character point to get an angle down. Not those ones. Use these ones. Oh wow! All right, so that's a 1 on the destiny, like the force die, but total of 5.
I think TC proclaims, "Oh, that tickles," as you try to deal with them. But he does relive the story of Lando Calrissian and the Star Cave of Thon Boker for you. Unfortunately, you were unable to locate the anti-theft tracking device on the droid as you were doing its programming. So elsewhere, we see back on Omze's traveling starport, we see Dagrin negotiating with a Gand who has a droid with them, saying, "Yes, I know exactly where to find them." All I will want is my droid returned to me, and if you do that, you can return Yuno Sunfell to whoever it is they've upset. The ship drops out of hyperspace around the large, the huge the huge ship that is the Blue Star. It is a massive, massive craft, as I say, quite surprisingly big. As you approach it, there is definitely, this thing is carrying TIE fighters. It has support and surveillance vessels around it. This might be tricky. So a picture of the Blue Star at this point. But it's above an ice planet. What looks to be the case is mining and support vessels are coming back and forth between the ship and the planet, bringing large chunks of ice up from the planet. It is replenishing its water stocks. So as a result, it looks like it is laid up for the moment, giving you an opportunity to potentially get on board. So is the plan to fly in silent like and casual, flying casual?
Yeah. We're just here.
The stealth shield.
Yeah. That's. I mean, if we didn't have that stealth field generator, we wouldn't be flying this casually. But yeah, I think it is like just easing our way towards where we need to go.
You'll be able to sort of make your way through some gaps that you think are there in the superstructure into the cargo hangars within. Because of the cloaking shield, it will drop down the difficulty from a 20 to a 15. But to get in unseen, still going to be challenging. But the ship has mobility. So if you look at the stack deck, so you can add the mobility to your roll when you're making this.
Nice. That's lovely. I assume this is a pilot roll.
There's a piloting roll, yep.
Okay, all right. Too bad. So that's 6d6. That's a lot of d6s. Okay. Wow, that's a lot of numbers. God, hold on. That's a 26.
Okay.
Nice.
Do you want to describe what this looks like for us?
Yeah, I think like as much as is trying to resist the urge to do a few twirls because we've got a stealth generator. I think this is like very professional. It's like calm in cockpit, and like she is flying the stack deck as kind of like against its intended purpose, because it's a luxury yacht, so it's meant to be seen. But like kind of like I think we gotta get this like shot of just the surface of the ice planet, and then we're panning over like the surface of the ice planet from afar. And once we kind of like start panning over the Blue Star, you can just see like the faint outline of the stack deck suddenly like kind of come into view as it's like silently like and carefully like gliding across the surface of the ship, getting through like whatever gaps it needs to. It is like a really unfussy kind of flying.
Okay, and Quake, are you staying on board, or are you going to disembark at another point?
I was going to disembark and try to start some trouble, and maybe put the shunt in, the data shunt in, or ask me to do. That's my main motivation for going on the ship. Also, distraction is good, but I really need a stormtrooper uniform before I start anything.
Yeah, I think that's doable. I think you can be let off early on one of the other cargo pods, making your way safely on board the ship. Are you alone? Kat, are you staying with Yuno?
Captain, you need my assistance in staying stealthy, or you think you got this?
No, I think I've got it handled over here. Really, I should be asking, do you need my assistance? Do what you need to do. Otherwise, I don't mind just dropping you off. But given what this tactic can do, I don't think anyone will find it anytime soon.
I think I should probably actually stay with you so that we can tether on as quickly as possible while the distraction's happening, right?
Mm-hmm. Makes
I'm
sense.
thinking of it.
Okay.
And see if I can't stealthily tether. And
Sure.
then just let Quake know if we need the distraction.
Okay, that's a good point. Yeah, I mean, no reason starting a distraction if you don't need it. So,
are you going to preemptively deal with a stormtrooper though and gather their armor?
Yeah, because I'd feel better if I blended in a little bit more. Because I'm not that. I mean, we weren't trained for being totally stealthy, but taking out people, that is something I can usually do.
So I think we sort of see you on a gantry above. There are two stormtroopers sort of standing there, sort of gantry, looking down around them. It goes down into the superstructure below. One of the stormtroopers is talking to them and going like, "Are we going to get shore leave this time?" And they said, "Shore leave? Do you want to go down on that ice ball?" He said, "What do you think we're going to do? Ski? Snowboard?" He said, "It's cold down there. I'm happy up here." They said, "Have you seen the monsters they've got on that planet?" I said, "At least up here, nothing's going to be any trouble. This is like the sweetest operation you could imagine."
That is, I think that's my cue to jump down and just knock their heads together. Because that seems to work with stormtroopers.
Okay, so we're going to hit the combat rules for the first time here, right? Okay.
Okay.
So effectively, when we're dealing with this, the PC, if a character initiates combat, they automatically go first. So you've got the drop on them, I think, in terms of doing this. Okay, otherwise we roll for initiative. But you then declare your action. So effectively, what you could do, there's two stormtroopers here. You can take more than one action in a round to hit multiple targets or to shoot multiple times. Every time you do that, you take sort of a dice off your roll, but you can have multiple rolls. So as you're trying to hit both of them together and knock them out,
yeah, that's pretty much the plan.
It's just going to be one action this time around. Would be this scenario we're in. It would normally be a 10 to hit a stormtrooper, but they are not paying attention. Though there are two of them, so we will say it's a 10, which is your difficulty as you drop down trying to thwack them together.
Do I need to make two or one roll?
No, just one. I'll do one at 10, right? And I think
okay.
That's you're trying to knock them together.
Okay, so I think it's brawl, right?
Yeah, if that's what you're trying to do is hit them with your hands, then it would be brawl.
Yeah, it's brawl. It's pretty much brawl. So let's see. I need a 10. Okay, I've got a 10. Yeah, I've got a 13.
Okay. Okay, so you hit them, and then we are rolling with your we're rolling with your strength at that point to try and knock them out.
Okay, so I just roll my strength and
4 dice for your strength.
Okay, what do I want to hit here? And do I need to roll my destiny die?
It says you don't roll destiny dice for damage, so it's just 4 normal dice. When they suffer an amount of damage lower or equal to their stamina dice code, which is 2 dice, they can be stunned. So to stun them is relatively easy.
Okay. So I'll just roll and we'll see what's coming of it. Oh wow, okay. Yeah, that's a 12, a 17. No, wait, it's a 19.
Yeah, that'll do it. Okay, so so damage is compared against the target's soak. So their soak is 4. That's taken off your damage. What was your total again? Sorry, you said 19?
19.
Yeah. So then you're trying to do, after you hit like about oh sorry, the soak is 7. Sorry. That's still more than enough because that's 3 times. So yeah, you sort of come down off the gamut tree and smash their heads together. Just as one was saying, this is an easy operation. Nothing dangerous ever happens here. You want to describe what it looks like?
Yeah, they're just talking, and Quake is just dropping down from the gantry. And I think one of them is turning around and saying "whoa" or something, and then he just knocks their heads together, and they drop like stormtroopers do when you hit their heads together.
Yeah. Presumably we see a few minutes later you in a stormtrooper armor and another stormtrooper in their underoos behind the scenes.
Yeah. I'm just still trying to adjust the helmet because you can't see in these stupid things.
Yeah. Are these do you want to establish that these are clone troopers or are they stormtroopers?
No, these are stormtroopers. I couldn't have taken out 2 clone troopers like that.
That's true. The stack deck is approaching in the cargo pod that it is looking to connect to. There's a clunk as your umbilical cord connects and you are safely connected. It will take you around to successfully disconnect. You can leave without successfully disconnecting at the risk of doing damage to the ship. Just to sort of set that up. But it is a scenario that would allow you now to enter the vessel.
Okay. I guess that's my cue. I'm gonna try and quietly get on.
Yep. So if you want to try and get on without being spotted, you're going to need to stealth your way in. There are countermeasures that you didn't spot from your roll previously, so I'm asking for a 20 or above here.
Okay. But it is a stealth roll, correct?
It is a stealth roll, so you got your 6 dice.
Yeah.
Your force point returns at the start of every game. So if there's one roll that you can you can double it afterwards actually. So you can always choose to use it later.
All right. Right. Okay. I said 20, eh? That's a 4 on the force die, so that's good. 10. 13. 16. Die or just double it? I think I'll double it. So it'll be a 32, right?
Yeah. As you sneak in, you sort of stop for a moment and realize that you've just looked up a set of ready to deploy, but you managed to step over and don't hit the sensors that will deploy the assassin droids. They are there, armed and ready, like mechanized stormtroopers. This room is full of strange objects, including square-looking crystals, triangular ones, boxes marked lightsabers, other marked with other symbols, but there is fluttering on the wall a flag and a banner. You have a feeling of darkness from this room. Kat, you can never put your feeling on what this is, but something around this room reeks of, for lack of a better word, evil.
Okay. I need to do this quickly. Find the container I'm looking for and get out.
Okay, so it is a search from you. You've got its location, so difficulty of 15.
Okay. So Destiny dies a 5. And that's a total of 23.
That's more than enough for only 15. The cargo box you're looking for is there. It's about the size of a small packing crate. Marked on it is the symbol of the Imperial Order, that circle, the one that is there. This looks not like what you're expecting to find here. This looks weird, but it is certainly what you have been asked to extract with. Because you rolled so high on your search, you do spot that it is wired to an alarm.
I think Terry's having some audio
Oh.
problems.
Let's give Terry a second to get it.
I saw they're changing a wire.
Let's go across to Quake then. Quake, you are you have the Stormtrooper armor on. Are you going to try and put in the data spike?
Yeah, sure. I mean, this is. I'm also looking for a point where I could A, have something that is explosive, and B, detonate it to create the distraction. But while I'm doing that, I might as well put the data spike in.
Cool. Okay, so the spike just clocks into one of those tool ports with a whir, and it starts uploading. There are power generators for each one of the sort of life supports and force shields around these pods as well. One of those, if you wired it up, would make a big explosion quite effectively, should you need to.
Okay. And I start wiring up stuff. I'm not that great at wiring up stuff, but you know. We'll see how that goes.
To make a technical with armament here, you can have it prime ready to go.
Okay, what's my target?
Difficulty of 10 for this. You haven't got
10.
you haven't got any distractions. You've got plenty of time.
Okay, cool. I'll just roll then. Let's see how that goes. It's a 10. It's just a 10. Well, that's fine.
Success is all you're looking for.
Yeah.
So yeah, you've taken off the safeties. It's easy enough now to flick a switch and the power will build up in this pod. Chosen a good pod. It's full of power cells and batteries, so it will make a big explosion when it goes up.
But I have the time to get away from it before it goes up, right?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Just making sure, you know.
I think you've definitely done that. Terry, are you back with us audio wise?
As far as I know,
yeah.
I'm probably a little lower with this cable. That's why I don't normally use it. But as long as you can hear me,
we can hear you. All is good, sir. Grand. So as I say, what you spotted on that box, and you roll high enough that before you pull it away, that you'll notice it is on like a pressure sensor. When this is lifted, an alarm will go off.
Okay. So I guess I need to attempt to disarm it.
Yeah, that will be
Possible.
technical with armament against a difficulty of 15.
Technical with armament. Eh? Mhm. How many dice can I buy?
Well, you're up to 5 as you can buy if you so wish to.
Yeah. Okay. I just wasn't sure. I know I can't hit a 15 normally. All right. Let's go 15. Let's try buying 2 initially, I guess. Go from there.
You can buy some of them afterwards.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I just knew
You couldn't do it on 2D.
I couldn't hit it on 2. So Destiny die, or the Force die, is a 6. And I still need to buy another die. And that gives me a 16.
It's touch and go, but with the 6 on it, I think on the Destiny point. Do you want to describe how you disarm it?
Basically, I have a lucky coin, and this coin, the type of metal it's made out of, disable short out without affecting me, and then that's basically what I end up doing here. Is I can't find an obvious way, so I managed to shimmy the coin in between a couple of circuits, and it works.
Yeah, the pressure plate is jammed with the coin. Lovely. And you pick up the box.
I'll
Yeah.
try and find something equivalent weight
Mm-hmm.
on the ship, and then get my coin back.
You do so, no problem. Right, you grab it, but the box that you pick up, you get the feeling again, there's something strange about this box. You don't think you've been told really what's in here. Why the Crimson Sun looking for Imperial relics? What's going on here? This feels like you didn't get all of the information.
No questions asked.
And you get, as I say, a strange feeling from this this box that you have picked up. But you are in a scenario that, providing you can make another stealth roll to get away, then you're going to get out cleanly without waking up the assassin droid built in here. So that will be a difficulty again of 15.
Okay. Stealth roll. And Force die is a 3. And 23.
23. Look, I feel that you are deserving again of a character point award for that series of roles and actions as you seamlessly, as a spy, make your way in, make your way out, and no one will know you were here. In fact, maybe no one will detect this was ever stolen, providing that our pilot can get you out safely. we
You need
see.
to get,
Did I freeze there?
I just say Uno, we need to get quick.
Yeah. Well, maybe it's up to Sunfell, right? Got to drive. Why do you need to get quick now? Leave him behind. But Sunfell, your sensors are sort of connecting, and it's busier out there now. There's a TIE fighter patrol on your escape path out. This is going to take some fancy flying. I think you're going to have no difficulty picking up Quake. It won't make you roll for that. It's flying your way out and not being spotted by their sensors. Quake, are you leaving? Are you putting in the overload, or are you leaving it with no noise and distractions?
Need the distraction, we won't have it. I mean, maybe I can rig a remote, so if we need it, then we can still have it.
Sure.
And then we'll go, because we don't need noise. We just need to have the noise option if it's necessary.
Yeah, like the option to have the noise in case
Yeah.
we need cover.
Yeah, exactly.
I just know that one of the players I regularly play with in one of my groups, given the option to make the explosion, will always take the make the explosion option, right? So I think clear.
I've seen enough explosions in my life. I don't need another one. I mean, it's okay, but I know how this goes. I have the remote. I have a stormtrooper costume. You can't call that armor.
So it's going to be a difficult get out from here, Captain Sunfell. It's going to be a 20 that you need to beat. The TC-15 says, oh, sorry?
Is there a possibility I might assist with the explosion I've rigged, if she needs it?
Oh yeah, if you want, if Sunfell fails, you can set off the explosion, and I'll give Sunfell another roll at 1 dice less.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but Sunfell, yeah, the systems are. It's just, surely you can get out without being seen. It's just tight, right? Those TIE fighters, they won't spot you.
Be fine. Be fine.
Yeah, you can do it.
Yeah. So is it also with
It's a highly
mobility?
maneuverable ship, yeah. So
Yeah. What could possibly go wrong? Okay. Ooh, that's not great. Well, for one thing, I rolled a 1 on the force die. So that's already not great. Also, I rolled 3 1s, so that's not great.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I might spend my force point to roll more dice. I might do.
how much? What's your total at the moment?
Not great. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
That's I'm 5 off. I'm 5 off, so I might
spend your force point. Yeah, I think you come out. It's all going fine. Do you see you roll 1 on the destiny dice?
Yes.
Yeah, it's all fine. And then this experimental cloak that you're not quite sure how it works really. It sort of fritzes, and suddenly you're sort of just making your way past the superstructure of the ship, just on to plug in your light speed coordinates, and suddenly you're there. And then you can sort of get sensor locks of the number of TIE fighters going, what's that? It's a ship. Where did it come from? Don't know. Said. And you can feel the TIE fighters, see the TIE fighters whooshing around, and tractor beam generators are coming online on the ship. So you can spend your force point, and you can roll your extra dice if you want to.
I think I will explode the whatever it is, because this is the point where it's needed.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, you roll double the number of dice you would know. Okay, so basically I just roll more dice.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely. Hold on, let me move these dice.
Oh, is that what I should have done, was roll more dice when I doubled?
Well, you can. I don't mind. I give people a choice. You can either double. We should probably decide. Do we want to double the total, or do we want to give you people? Or do we want to roll more dice? Because there's 2 ways you can interpret the rule here. Any preference? Double the total or roll more dice? And we will
Like
keep
rolling a
that
lot of
definition
dice.
moving forward. Sorry.
I like rolling a lot of dice.
That's one
Okay.
of the benefits of
Okay.
games. You normally only have
I'll
two.
just remember
So,
that for next time.
yeah, that's something we should have set at the time. So don't worry. So we will roll.
Okay. Oh, I wish I gotten this roll than the other one. Let's see, 12, 17, 18, 19. See, because that's a 27 with that roll. So yeah, I think the force field fritzes, and just as the TIE fighter is swooshing around, the explosion happens. I guess I get it. I get the work, the field generator working, but I guess part of that one die is like, for a brief moment, they saw the stacked deck.
Yeah.
But I think like I will do the equivalent of banging on the side of a TV.
Yeah,
to
they
try
get
to
the
work.
ship's code as you sort of, and they've got a visual on it going like, so, what is that? How did that get here? And then Quake, your explosion goes off as one of the pods explodes and erupts into fire across the hull of the ship, giving you the moment you need to jump to hyperspace. You know? So
That's
you would
roll for
make
that.
an astrogation roll, but you add your
Yes.
sensors to the astrogation from the stack deck as well, which is 2 dice.
Okay, that's 5, 3, 4, 5.
And you're you're doing this. You had most of it planned in, right? So because you made your 6, you roll, then you're only looking for a 10 or above.
Cool. That is a 21.
Boom! You are gone. On board, the Black Ice Imperial officers are carefully looking around, going, "What happened?" He said, "We've had an explosion." It's like, "Were they rebels?" Said, "So check the ship bit by bit. I want to make sure nothing has been missing and no pods have been opened." But you have jumped away to safety, and we will deal with the trade-off part of this, getting the way back in session 2.
It's a trade-off bit.
So let's come to a cooldown phase there for our last 10 minutes or so of the game. Can we do some stars and wishes? So I will go in. I'll go in character keeper order this time, and then reverse round next time. So Leandro, any stars?
Yeah, absolutely. I think I do love, like, my default star is always establishing the vibe. But I do love that, yeah, that solo vibe of, oh yeah, we're in we're in the, like, the edges of the galaxy, and the galaxy's edge, so to speak, and just seeing all these, colorful, ridiculous characters kind of like come together. I like the relative lack of friction between this crew so far. Has been like, oh yeah, we're all professionals, even if we got somewhat loud personalities. I love, Sabine, your allusions to how, your constant allusions to how, like, oh yeah, no, these stormtroopers, they're cut below what we were, from the armor to the banter, and just and yeah, I think Kat has this, like, yeah, they seem very practical but also mysterious. And I guess I'm looking forward to seeing how much of this, for their bad feelings, kind of like escalate in the future. And Dave again, just creating the mood and the characters, offering up a protocol droid. I think was my favorite bit of stuff you added. But yeah, I think it's I really enjoyed the sessions. It's a nice fun jaunt. So far it is that whole Star Wars daring do. I'm looking forward to more.
Awesome. Sabine.
Yeah, stars all around. I love the mood, love the session, love the way we started out on this with this casino game. Love the complications you threw in there, David. That was a lot of fun with that Gant. What was that Gant eyeing? I'm wondering now. Love the appearance of Cassian Andor, and yeah, and I love Yuno's high spirits and the whole, and I've totally gotten these lasers brand new because I'm the genius who will do everything, and I really like that character. She's so expansive. That's amazing. And I also liked Kat's I'm a mysterious spy. She is a pretty good spy, I imagine. I hope we'll see more of what her weird senses come to with when her force sensitivity with those boxes we are now got on board. And I'm looking also forward to next session when we get back to that station and have to confront that Ugnaught again. So yeah.
Awesome. Terry?
Yeah, I actually agree. We were able to mesh our characters well together, which is great. It does help things when we're more professional in what we do, even with the dice against us. But yeah, I love the complications and stuff you're throwing at us, David. They definitely suited the situation quite well, and I'm looking forward to exploring the force sensitivity and stuff as well. That's kind of the nature I was going with it. Was just I sent something, and that was kind of the idea behind it. Was I didn't want the other two really for the control and that. I just was more looking at the sense.
That makes
Perfect
sense, right? Just to say to feel whether you just that the bad feelings and the fact that you have, so far you've made enemies with an Ugnaught. He's given your location to Zukas, and you've stolen something from one of the Emperor's vaults. What could possibly go wrong? It's all fine. Any wishes? Let's go back in the same order, Leandro. Any wishes for next time?
Yeah, I'm just looking forward to whatever is being thrown at us. I get a feeling, because this mission went quite well despite all the the ones and with the force dice. I'm just looking for shenanigans, like just I also start for like just kind of unprompted, just adding like adding a like a pre-existing relationship between Andor and Yuno. Like even when I didn't explicitly say that, I had a not to say that they used to be involved, but it that's kind of the vibe.
I've left it open enough that when we if we see that, there's a you can figure out what that looks like.
Yeah. I guess my wish is to figure that out.
Cool.
So that probably means finding out whether I don't have to find out that Quake did a side thing, and honestly, like if I had a side thing, I would do the side thing. But I think my wish will be like tease that out a bit, see more of what kind of relationships, or at least see more of what each character's place in the Star Wars world is, I guess.
Cool. Sabine, any wishes?
Yeah. I think we threw lots of balls in the air, and I really want to see some of them at least drop on our heads.
Mm-hmm.
That that would be nice and fun. And I mean, I don't have to see. I mean, I've said that Hondo Naka has Quake's armor, and I don't have to see him, but I wouldn't mind if I did at one point or not.
That's perfectly cool with me. And one of the things, if you take a look at the, I'll give character points out in a moment, but if you take a look at what you can do with character points, you can use it to upgrade kit and armor. So you can always get back your armor during this run, and it can be as legendary as you hope it to be.
So you say character points.
Those are CP, so that's your experience, right? So again, I should have been, every time people do something really, I think, well described and experienced, I'll throw some out during the game. But we should also take 3 for the session as well. So add 3 onto your character point totals. In fact, it went so well, I'm going to give you 4 each, actually, because you managed to set a number of things up in the air. So ultimately, in that sort of narrative form, I think when and I'll keep a better tab on myself doing this, when we introduce something, you do something really exciting, or I introduce complications in your life, I should be awarding you more character points, because as you can see, they're quite a powerful. You know, you might save up and you might get loads of experience in this game, or you might end up spending them all in the session to make sure that you are passing your roles. It's all exciting. Cool. Okay then, gang. So if we're all right there. Oh no, haven't. Sorry, Terry. Wishes from you?
Yeah, I definitely want to get an opportunity to work more with Qi'ra. But I also want to explore more of our relationship as a crew. Is my wish.
Yep.
And, that's pretty much it for me.
Okay.
I did have one question. Did Quake end up actually putting the shunt in or not?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Okay.
You did, and that will have ramifications.
So I definitely want to see how that comes out too, if we can.
Awesome beans. Right. Okay then, gang. Well, let me thank you very much. And